Hercules, the fourth Disney animated film to be directed by John Musker and Ron Clements. Again, the last Disney animated film to be a musical was Alan Menken. Well, you probably know what I'm talking about anyway. But since Pocahontas was like the beginning of the downfall of the Disney animated films, Hunchback did a little bit better. This one, it was a little bit of a financial disappointment, but it still made its money back though. Oh, but I gotta be very honest. Can I say this is one of Disney's funniest films so far? But do I think it's as good as Aladdin? Well, let's look at the story. Okay, so excuse me, sorry. The story is about the birth of Hercules. It's basically about on how he was born. It's already like showing how he's born, because his father Zeus, played by Rip Torn, is trying to throw a party for him. And then you know the drill. How Zeus is right now. He's a loving father so far. He makes a gift for Hercules. He made Pegasus for him. And then so that way Hercules can have a best friend to have. But then a few seconds later, Hades comes in, played by James Woods. It's basically he knows that he comes into the party for a little bit and then he leaves. And then he hires Pain and Panda to kidnap Hercules so that way he can give them a potion to get rid of his godly powers. Well, it's because in the future Hercules is going to defeat him if he does take over Mount Olympus. So Pain and Panda come in to kidnap Hercules. And then they both try to fly away a little bit far away from Mount Olympus as possible. They crash land into the thing and give him the potion, but they didn't give him the last drop, because if he gave him the last drop, he would have lost every single last power that he had, like his godly powers. But he does come across he has a new foster family who are farmers. 18 years go by and he's grown up, doing some chores with his foster father. But he accidentally causes a ruckus that they're trying to capture a frisbee. But it destroys kind of like an outlet mall or something. And also destroys a vase store. The owner, played by a very short Wayne Knight cameo. Wayne Knight from Space Jam. As the publicist. But and also one of the bad guys in Jurassic Park. But Hercules feels like he doesn't belong in the area, but then tries to go to the Temple of Zeus to figure out who he is. His father comes to life as a statue. And tells him that he is his father, and he is a god, and he wants him to see if he can prove himself to be a true hero. And if he does, he'll get his godly powers back. But first, he has to seek out training from a satyr named Philoctetes. Phil. And he does come across Phil, played by Danny DeVito. Who trains him to be a hero. So, for one of his other trainings to become a hero, he has to head down to a town. But he gets a little bit distracted because he hears a damsel in distress is calling him or something. Basically a scream. But he does see the damsel being captured by a river guardian, played by Jim Cummings. But the girl is Meg, played by Susan Egan, who was basically the love interest. She didn't really want help at first, but then Hercules insisted to help her anyway. And he does defeat the river guardian, and then they talk for a little bit, and then little we all know that Meg is basically working for Hades, and Hades finds out that Hercules is still alive after she said, "What? Look, it wasn't my father. It was his wonder boy Hercules." Hercules? Why does that name ring a bell? I don't know. Maybe we owe money? Wait, what was that name again? Hercules. He makes this creepy face all the time whenever he gets angry or something. It was so fun, but it's so funny. But Hades actually figures out a plan to stop him. He sends a bunch of monsters to fight him off. Meg gets very impressed with them, and then a little bit later, There's one scene in the movie I will talk about in a minute. There's like the best, like the absolute most funniest scene in the entire movie. But Meg actually does start to date Hercules a bit, and then Phil finds out that she's basically lying to him. Well, she's lying to him, and Hades comes in, takes Hercules' powers for only like 24 hours, and then he starts he releases the Titans, and then they start taking over Mount Olympus, and then you all know the drill. Whatever happens out. So yeah, with all the fun stuff that I'm talking about right now, you could probably think that I think this is as good as Aladdin, right? Honestly, there's one major problem with the film, and that is the story. Not to say it's a bad story, the problem with the story is that it feels like you're watching a Disney animated version of Superman. And what I mean is that, you know how in the beginning of the film, his parents are basically gods, and then, Pain and Panic were hired, and Pain and Panic take him away from the parents or something? Or, like, it's almost like how Krypton was, like, yeah, it's basically how Krypton was about to be destroyed. Well, and then, Hercules comes across a couple that are basically farmers. Yeah, that's what happens in Superman. He has a family that are farmers. I was like, it's doing the exact same thing. I think that's it. I will give a little bit of credit that at least it's doing in Greek mythology. Oh yeah, and that's one of the great things about this movie. It takes place in Greek mythology, of the basic origin story where you have superheroes. But yeah, that it does really get in the way. But what also makes up for it is that the comedy is really great. It does make up for a lot of really great comedy. Oh yeah, it doesn't make it like the absolute funniest, because there's one other one I found to be the funniest, and we'll get to that in a few movies later. But that's the only problem that I have with the movie. The voice acting in the film is really good. I don't know who plays as Hercules, but I don't know him very much. But I do really like the character. The characters, of course, are very memorable. Oh, and by the way, you recognize the voice of Meg? Yeah, that's Susan Egan. Actually, that's Rose Quartz herself. Rose Quartz from Steven Universe. Oh, that's her voice actress. That's the voice actress who's playing as her. Oh, you could probably tell from her very pretty voice. Oh, and honestly, of all the Disney characters, I think, of all the female Disney characters, I think Meg is like the hottest one of all of them, to be honest. I think she's like the most beautiful Disney character ever. I love her voice, I love her personality, I love her singing voice as well. Oh, I just love the character. Hercules is a fun main character. Not the best, but he's a very fun character. Danny DeVito is basically great as Phil. Oh, my mom really loves that character too. He's really, really funny. Animals! Disgusting! Pegasus is a fun, enjoyable comic relief animal character. Pain and Panic are very funny side villains. But by far my favorite character in the movie is Hades, played by James Woods. Of all the Disney villains I've seen, Hades is the funniest of all of them. I still think Jafar is the greatest villain ever. But James Woods, pitch perfect. Every single second you hear his voice, you're just gonna go, oh man, he's so funny. You're gonna laugh at him every time he says something. Or something. He doesn't, every time you hear his voice, he sounds like he's yucking it up. Like he's really having a lot of fun, and it really shows. I really like the relationship I do like the chemistry between Hercules and Meg. It's very enjoyable and nicely done. What else? I really like Rip Torn as Zeus. I thought he was really fun. I thought he was pretty enjoyable. All the other characters are kind of enjoyable too. Jim Cummings, I swear, can do no wrong. As a river guardian, and also one of the people that lives in the city. And there's one scene in the movie I absolutely loved, and it's the basic funniest scene in the entire movie for me. Now listen. I can't believe this guy. I threw everything I got at him, and it doesn't even... What are those?
I don't know. I think they look kind of dashy.
I got 24 hours to get rid of this bozo, and an entire scheme I've been setting up for 18 years. goes up in smoke, and you are wearing his merchandise. And then when Panic was like sipping out of a drink, like out of Hercules, he's like, thirsty. Alright, whenever he made that scream, it cracks me up. And what's even funny is that he explodes in the back. It goes into a part where Hercules is like rubbing out his hands from the cement. And then, boom! In the background, an explosion, and people all like hop up. And even there's a cement pole beam, whatever you freaking call it, it goes all messed up, and Hercules is like, "What the hell was that?" I'm like, brilliant joke. That is hysterical. Every time I look at that joke, every time I see that or hear it, I burst out with laughter. So, that's the funniest scene in the movie for me. I just had to get that out of the way. And the songs, I'm gonna admit, are really good. I definitely think, well, not quite as strong as the other Alan Menken songs, like in Aladdin or The Hunchback or something. But they are good songs, though. I really enjoyed them. The muses are like the cutest things in the movie. I think they're adorably designed girl characters. I think they're so cute, to be honest. Well, it's cute and pretty too. But yeah, I enjoyed the songs. The animation is really great to look at. So yeah, that's basically my opinion for Hercules. What do you think about it? Have you seen it? Well, just comment below, click like in the video, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I will see you in the next video. I am the Bostonian Critic, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'm the Bostonian Critic, and I'm signing out. Take care.